Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Neuro English Now. I'm John, your guide on this exciting journey to mastering English using the latest insights from brain science and neurodidactics. Together, we'll explore how your brain learns best and how you can apply these techniques to learn faster, better, and with more confidence. In each episode, we'll tackle a practical topic, from conversations and vocabulary to fluency hacks, all while keeping it fun and engaging. And the best part? You'll get tips and examples tailored to different levels, so whether you're a beginner or an advanced learner, there's something here for you. Today, I'm joined by Sarah, an experienced English teacher and fellow language enthusiast. Welcome, Sarah.
Hi, John. Thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled to be here and to help people feel more confident with their English.
Fantastic. Before we dive into today's topic, let me quickly explain why this podcast is different. We're not just about grammar rules or vocabulary lists. Instead, we focus on how your brain actually works when learning a language. By using techniques like spaced repetition, emotional engagement, and context-based learning, you'll find that English becomes easier and more natural over time.
Absolutely, John. And let's not forget the importance of fun and motivation. When you enjoy the process, your brain retains information much more effectively.
Exactly. All right, let's get started with today's topic, small talk. Small talk is one of the most important skills you can learn in any language. Why? Because it's the gateway to deeper conversations. It helps you connect with people, build relationships, and feel more comfortable in social situations.
And here's the good news. Small talk doesn't require perfect grammar or a huge vocabulary. It's all about being friendly, curious, and engaged. Even if you're a beginner, you can make a great impression with just a few key phrases.
That's right. So, let's start with some simple examples. Imagine you're at a party or meeting someone for the first time. As a beginner, you might say, "Hi, how are you?" But if you are an advanced learner, you can say, "Hi, how's your day been so far?"
Notice how the advanced version is slightly more specific and opens the door for a longer answer. Adding a little detail makes your small talk feel more personal.
Totally. So here's another example. Let's say you're at a party and someone says something about the weather. A beginner might respond with something like, "Yes, it's sunny today."
Which is totally fine.
Oh, of course. But for more advanced learners, you could say something like, "Yes, it's beautiful. I'm hoping it stays like this for the weekend. How about you? Do you have any plans?"
And notice that difference. It's all about asking follow-up questions. Questions show interest and keep the conversation going, even if it's just a short chat.
Yeah, and here's the key. It's not about getting everything perfect. The goal is connection, not 100% accuracy. Thinking in terms of tone and curiosity makes the process way more fun. All right, now that we've covered some examples of small talk and how to keep conversations flowing, let's talk about a technique that can make all of this even easier: visualization. It's a super powerful tool that basically helps your brain practice without actually being in the situation.
Right? And it's not just about imagining randomly. It's about creating a real mental picture. For example, John, let's say someone wants to start a conversation in a coffee shop. How would visualization work here?
Great question. So you'd imagine yourself walking into the coffee shop, the smell of coffee, the murmurs of people chatting. Then picture yourself turning to the person next to you and trying out phrases like, "Hi, is this your first time here?" Or, "That coffee smells amazing. What do you usually order?"
What's amazing about this is that it helps prepare your brain. It's like you're rehearsing the moment, so that when it actually happens, it feels a little more familiar, less scary.
Exactly, because your brain doesn't actually know the difference between a real experience and a well-visualized one, so it's like practice without the pressure.
And when you combine visualization with spaced repetition, you're really setting yourself up for success. For those who don't know, spaced repetition just means reviewing things at intervals, kind of like exercising a muscle over time.
Yeah, so let's say you want to nail the phrase, "What do you recommend?" Start by repeating it today, then tomorrow, then in 3 days, and so on. Every time you revisit it, it sticks a little better. Pair that with imagining yourself actually saying it to someone, and boom, it's like double the power.
Okay, let's try this out right now. Listeners, picture this. You're at a party. There's music, people chatting in small groups. You see someone standing nearby who looks approachable.
Right? And you walk over, smile, and say, "Hi, how are you enjoying the party?" Then imagine them smiling back and answering. Maybe share something like, "I just tried these amazing appetizers. Have you had them yet?"
And as you're doing this, really focus on the little details. Think about how you're standing, what you're saying, how the other person is reacting. The more vivid the mental practice, the more prepared you'll feel in real life.
Exactly. It's about training your brain to be ready for the moment. And the best part, you're building confidence without even leaving your house. So now that we've talked about preparing with visualization and making conversations feel natural, let's dive into another key aspect, making it personal. Like sharing those little genuine details about yourself that make the interaction feel more authentic and relatable.
Exactly. It's those little touches, like sharing a hobby, a recent experience, or even something random like, I've been hooked on making homemade pizza lately. It makes you more relatable and opens the door for others to do the same.
Totally. And once you throw in a meaningful follow-up question like, how'd you get into that? Or what's been your favorite part so far? You're making the other person feel seen and heard. That's where the magic happens.
Right. And here's the thing. All of this isn't about being perfect. There's so much value in embracing mistakes. We had a student once who, let's just say, wasn't great at grammar, but totally nailed small talk because she was curious and open.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And it wasn't just about what she said, but how she said it, with confidence and honestly a lot of warmth. Her curiosity became her strongest tool, and she ended up making some really great connections.
So, for all of you listening, don't let the fear of making mistakes hold you back. Every time you speak, you're learning, growing, and getting better.
Absolutely. Think of every small talk moment as a mini experiment. Some will go better than others, but each one is a step forward. You've got this.
And the more you practice, the more natural it'll feel. So go ahead, ask that random question in the coffee shop, or share a little story about your day.
And with that, I think we're ready to wrap up. Thank you all so much for joining us today.
Yes, it's been a pleasure. Remember, small talk is just the beginning, but it's such a powerful way to connect.
And on that note, keep practicing, have fun with it, and don't be afraid to make it your own. Until next time, take care and happy learning.